Back when I was younger, when you had a bigger car, people would always ask you, why have you got one of them now? Are you planning on having kids or something? Well, nowadays, it's a bit of a statement piece. And what better way to make a statement than with one of these, the Mercedes GLC 63S. This car then is sort of the baby version of the Mercedes GLE and the bigger version of the Mercedes C63S. So it sort of sits in the middle of them two cars. Now finished in this lovely blue colour under the lovely sunshine here in Huddersfield today with the black alloys and the red brake calipers. This car looks absolutely stunning. The stance of this vehicle is absolutely insane. Like I said, sort of in the middle of the C63S and the GLE, the bigger version of this. It just sits right. It's not too big, but it's not too small. Like I said, bigger sort of cars these days are sort of trendy and a bit of a fashion statement, so people like that sort of thing. Coming to the side here, of course, you have the side step on this car, which is actually very handy because trust me, you'll need it with getting in and out of one of these. Of course, you have the pan roof with these gloss black accents that run across the side there to sort of break up that lovely blue paintwork, with of course the black mirrors there on the side, and of course the V8 bi-turbo badge on the side there as well, just in case you forget if you can't already hear it, because trust me, this car sounds amazing with that AMG performance exhaust. Now the back of this car is really cool because this is the GLC 63S Premium Plus edition. You have the stunning gloss black rear diffuser with the quad tailpipes, finished in black of course as well, and of course because it is the AMG exhaust, this car sounds absolutely amazing, as we'll hear in just a while. And of course up there on the top you have the dead brake light, and on top of that this sort of rear diffuser slash top fin, which just breaks the car a bit more. Inside then the magic continues. Straight away I feel like I'm surrounded by luxury but performance at the same time. Of course the main thing you see, which you're going to have your hands on the most, is of course the steering wheel, finished here in the sort of double Alcantara, but then the leather on the top as well. Multi-function with the flat bottom steering wheel. It's absolutely remarkable. We'll go for a little drive in a bit and we'll show you just how it works. But I really like how Mercedes, on the left hand side of the steering wheel where your left infotainment screen is, obviously they have the controls for that, and of course on the right it's laid out so nicely here on the virtual dash. You can just scroll along and everything is at your palm of your fingertip, sorry, just so nicely. Of course you have the heads up display there, which we all know and love and every car has these days. But one thing which is missing from this car is the all important Burmeister sound system. Now of course Mercedes are known for that sort of luxury feel, but how can you have a car without a good sound system? Now there's good reason for them being missing, which is of course the chip shortage. Now there's been a chip shortage for not just Mercedes but the likes of Audi and BMW as well. You've seen on an Audi SQ7 for example, really expensive, nice looking car, but they have a chip shortage, which means the front headlights are actually halogen bulbs, and I believe the indicators as well. They're not LED lights, but actually bulbs, which is a bit weird. You'd expect on a big car like that. Again, brand new, really expensive, but there is a chip shortage, so there's a few things missing every now and then. But of course, that doesn't matter because you have the carbon inlays around you, surrounded by luxury, you have the pan roof, everything just feels great inside here. But let's go for a drive. Here we are then in the driver's seat of the mighty Mercedes GLC 63S. And now, I must say, first of all, of course, your hands on the steering wheel. Like I said before, the Alcantara with the leather on top, it is very, very nice and handy indeed. Now, one thing, of course, I like about this particular model of Mercedes is they have a button on the steering wheel, this being the flat bottom multi-function steering wheel, for the exhaust. So, even though now I'm in comfort mode, I can switch that noise on, downshift just a little bit, let's say to third. Not bad for a car in comfort, I would say. Not bad for a car this big. Of course, it's not the biggest one they offer like the Mercedes GLE, of course. It's being a sort of baby GLE, a bit more sportier. It is still very nice. Now, of course, as we're driving along here, when it comes to sort of the driver's experience, Mercedes have it spot on as always. For some reason, in some cars, when you get in, it's a bit confusing. Everything's sort of buried into the screen of the infotainment, or the steering wheel is just a bit confusing. But Mercedes have it spot on here. Of course, the right-hand side of the steering wheel is to control everything that happens on the virtual dash. Then of course the left hand side of the steering wheel, as you would expect, as your left hand is closer to the middle of the screen, or the infotainment on your left, it controls everything to do with the left. And it's laid out very simply. So of course you have your home button, a little touch pad in the middle, which is actually kind of a bit touch sensitive. It's not a touch screen, it's sort of like a touch button. I'm not quite sure how you would describe it. It's sort of the same as you would on your iPhone, just sort of swiping away. Quite a natural feeling, I must say. Then of course you have the back button there as well. You can swipe through the menus there on your left, which you can hear it clicking away, and it's very simple. And another thing I like, the cruise control on this car. Of course it has cruise control, but it's very simple to activate. You can be cruising along, you just press set on it, you set your speed, and you're rolling along. It's as simple as that. For some reason in some cars you have to press a stalk that's hidden behind it, you can't really see what you're doing, and you take your eyes off, you're on the motorway, you're in another lane. It's all a bit of a kerfuffle, but on this car it's very simple and extremely well laid out for the driver, how it should be on every car. So very, very impressed by that. And of course if you want to change that up a bit, spice it up a bit, simply switch this knob here. You can see we're going to sports and then sports plus now. The steering sharpens up a bit. Of course you drop the gears, and if you put your foot down, to the national speed limit of course, it sounds pretty damn nice, if I must say. Of course you can downshift. It is quite aggressive, I must say. Of course it is a V8 by turbo, so of course it is a V8 by heart sort of hidden away there behind the turbo, is the poor thing, but you do still hear that sound. Of course this particular model being the Premium Plus with the AMG Performance exhaust in the back, it does sound pretty nice, I would say. But then you switch it back to comfort mode, you've got the windows up, got the pan roof closed, and it's very civilized. I can only whisper to you, you can hear me just as fine. Now of course, as I mentioned previously when talking about the interior, the car is missing one thing, that being the Burmester sound system. Yes, you have the soundtrack of the V8 bi-turbo behind you with the AMG Performance exhaust, but you do need a good sound system. Now, don't get me wrong, it's Mercedes and they've compromised for it, and it's not bad, but it's not Burmester sound level. That, of course, being due to the chip shortages being not able to be shipped around the world. There you go, a bit of a tongue twister for you. Of course, being all around the world, not just here in the UK and in Europe, across the world as it is. So, of course, no chips, which means you can't hook up the sound system for whatever reason. You get no Burmester. So, who knows? At the end of the world, you tell me, is it a sort of make it or break it factor when you buy one of these and spending all that cash on a car like this? Let us know down in the comments below. For me, I don't think it's too much of a biggie. The sound system, it works just as perfect. And like I said, you have a sound system behind you, so you drop a few gears and it's not as bad, because you can do that. Now, when it comes to the comfortability of this car, I have to say, of course, Mercedes are spot on with it. These seats are the AMG Performance seats in this particular model that we have test driving here today, and they are extremely, extremely comfy. Now, of course, with these particular seats, you don't have the extra sort of headrest movability. The button's still there, but of course, the seat is just one piece. You can see behind me there what I'm sitting on, so you can't adjust that, but they're still very, very comfy. Of course, full memory seats, heated seats, fully electric, just as you would expect. Very, very nice. So you can see now we've switched angles for you so you can actually see what I'm talking about. The virtual dash you have there, which is just so on point. Like I was saying, Mercedes have it all set out very, very simply, like how it should be. You shouldn't have to read a manual when you get in the car. It should be, dare I say, dummy proof. So of course on the left side here, if I just press the home button, you can see I can scroll through everything that I need to, go back when I want, press the home screen when I want to, and it's all very simple. Of course you have your volume and your cool and infotainment controls, such as that on the left there. Of course we also have then the button for the traction control and to switch the exhaust on and off, of course it being the AMG Performance exhaust. Then over on the right hand side of the steering wheel you have this circular knob here to change the different dynamic driving modes, which can also be changed from down here in the sort of central area which is surrounded by the carbon inlays, which is very, very nice on this particular model. Of course you would have seen, as I was just talking there, the ambient lighting comes into place as well. We've just got it set on the sort of standard purple colours, but they are very, very nice indeed. Let us know down in the comments below, would you want to see us do a sort of point of view night drive in one of these, so you can see all the colours in their full force and see how that Mercedes cockpit is at night. This car is then available at Enkae Prestige for 104,995. Brand new, delivery mileage, finished here in this stunning colour with the contrasting black alloys and red brake calipers. If you are interested in this car or any other car for that matter, please do get in touch, visit our website, send us a message and let's pair you with performance. As always, thank you for watching and we'll catch you on the next one.